Hey everyone, welcome back to English Podcast 2.0. I'm so glad you're here with me today. In this episode, we're going to take a deep dive into something that we all know well, our daily routines. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, our days are filled with familiar patterns, small moments, and little rituals that make us feel grounded. But today, I'm not just sharing my routine with you. I'm inviting you to practice your English in a relaxed and natural way. Whether you're listening while enjoying your coffee, commuting, or winding down after the day, this episode will give you the chance to practice English conversation skills that you can use in your own life. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's talk about daily routines together. Let's dive in. It was a typical Monday morning, the kind of day that feels like a fresh start, yet a little hard to get going. I woke up early, like usual. The alarm rang at 6:30 a.m., and I was already in that half-sleep state where I didn't want to leave the warmth of my bed. But once you're awake, there's no going back. I reached for my phone on the nightstand to check the time, and of course, I scrolled through my messages, emails, and social media notifications. I know, it's a bad habit, but it's almost automatic. Finally, I dragged myself out of bed and headed to the bathroom. The first thing I do every morning is wash my face with cold water. It wakes me up and the coolness feels refreshing. After that, I usually take a quick shower. I don't need a long one in the morning, just enough to feel clean and ready for the day. Once I'm out of the shower, I head to my closet. Picking out clothes can sometimes be a challenge. You ever have those mornings when you can't decide what to wear? It's like you have a lot of clothes, but nothing feels quite right. Today, I went with a simple outfit: jeans, a t-shirt, and a jacket. Easy, comfortable, and practical. After getting dressed, it's time for breakfast. I like to start the day with something light, a bowl of cereal, or maybe some toast with jam. I don't like eating heavy in the morning. It makes me feel sluggish. While I eat, I usually turn on the TV for some background noise. I don't really watch anything in particular. I just let whatever's on play while I finish my meal. Once breakfast is done, I grab my things, put on my shoes, and head out the door. On weekdays, I drive to work. The commute is usually pretty quick, about 20 minutes, so I use that time to listen to a podcast or sometimes just think. I like having a little quiet time before the day gets busy. When I arrive at work, it's time to get into the routine. The first thing I do when I sit down at my desk is check my emails. It's funny how email has become the first thing we do every day, right? Then I go through my to-do list. I try to prioritize the most important tasks, but of course, sometimes things pop up unexpectedly. Meetings, phone calls, and deadlines all get in the way, but I do my best to stay organized and focused. By midday, I usually start feeling hungry again, so I take a quick lunch break. I don't have time for a long lunch, but I try to eat something healthy. A salad, maybe some fruit, and a sandwich. It's quick, but it keeps me going. I'm not the kind of person who skips lunch. If I don't eat, I get really tired and lose focus. I like to use my lunch break to chat with coworkers too. It's a good time to catch up, talk about plans for the weekend, or just have a laugh about something silly. The afternoon is usually filled with meetings. In my job, meetings can take up a lot of time. Sometimes I get tired of them, but I always try to stay engaged. After all, that's when important decisions are made, and you don't want to miss anything. By the time the workday is over, I feel both exhausted and accomplished. It's that feeling where you've worked hard, but there's always more to do tomorrow. When I finally leave the office, I'm ready to relax. On my way home, I think about what I'll do for the evening. Sometimes I stop by the grocery store to pick up something for dinner, and other times I just go straight home. I like to cook when I have the time. It's one of those things that helps me unwind. I'll usually make something simple, like pasta or a stir-fry, nothing too complicated. Cooking helps me focus on something outside of work, and I like the process of preparing a meal. After dinner, I'll take a little time to relax. I might watch a show, read a book, or just spend time with family or friends. Sometimes I'll even take a walk outside to clear my head. I like being outside when it's cool, especially after a long day. It's a chance to reset before heading into the evening. Before bed, I have a little routine. I like to take a warm shower to relax, and then I'll get into bed with a good book or listen to some music. I try to avoid using my phone too much before sleep because I know it makes it harder to fall asleep. I like the calmness of just reading or listening to something peaceful, and then by around 11 p.m., I'm ready to call it a day. You know, it's funny how much routine shapes our lives. We all have our little rituals, things we do every day without thinking too much about it. And even though our routines might seem simple or repetitive, they bring a sense of comfort. There's something about knowing what to expect, about having a structure in your day that makes everything feel a little easier. Now think about your daily routine for a moment. What are the things you do without thinking? Maybe you're someone who always wakes up early, or perhaps you're more of a night owl. Do you like to have breakfast or do you skip it? Maybe you have a long commute to work, or perhaps you work from home. Whatever your routine looks like, it's a part of who you are. And that's how my day usually goes. It's a mix of work, routine, and little breaks in between. Sometimes the days feel like they fly by, and other times they seem to drag on. But no matter what, I always find a way to make it through. And in the end, those small moments, the coffee in the morning, the quiet evening walks, are the things that make it all worth it.